My name is Rich Groff. I am in my third year of theology at Mount St. Mary's Seminary, and I'm looking forward to my ordination to the diaconate in a few weeks. I received my call letter last Monday at the Chrism Mass, so it's an exciting time for me as I prepare to serve the people of God. My hometown is Columbia, Pennsylvania. I was born and raised there. I've been a lifelong member of Holy Trinity Parish. I received my baptism, First Holy Communion, and confirmation. I'll be preaching my first homily there, and God willing, next year I will celebrate my first Mass of Thanksgiving in the parish that I was baptized. So it's really exciting. As far as education, I went to Columbia High School, then I went to Franklin and Marshall College, and then I received 2 master's degrees following my college education, both in psychology. But I've always felt that I was called to the priesthood, and I've had an opportunity to work for the Diocese of Harrisburg for many years in a lot of different capacities. I have been a director of religious education. I've done youth ministry. I have been a campus minister. I have been involved at the Catholic high school level. I was the director of spiritual formation at York Catholic High School, where I created retreats, prepared the liturgies for the school, and I taught 8th grade religion. In all honesty, I probably heard a call, a little inkling in my heart, probably around 2nd grade at First Holy Communion. I was watching the priest and so excited to receive the Eucharist for the first time. And I thought, I could do that. And so that was always, and I think every young boy growing up in a good Catholic home thinks of the priesthood. And then, of course, people start to ask you in high school, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I knew I wanted to help people. So I started thinking about, I loved biology. So I thought, I'm going to be a doctor. And I was accepted at Franklin and Marshall College, early acceptance for the pre-med program. But then I had organic chemistry, and that ended my medical career. That was just not really for me. So I switched my major to psychology, thinking, well, I can still help people. But I've always been involved in the church. And during high school and during college and graduate school, I always kind of, every once in a while, had that tugging at my heart, well, you should be a priest. But I kind of kid, I say, I bravely fought that call off for many, many years. I'm an only child, so I took care of my parents until they both passed. And I think that was part of who I am and why I'm coming into this process at a later time in my life. And so I was talking to my spiritual director, actually some priest friends first, and they said, you've done everything but gone to seminary, so you need to get a spiritual director and discern if this is really what God is calling you to do. So I did, and the spiritual director posed one question to me after talking with him for about a year, and he said, let me ask you, can you go through the rest of your life saying, what if? And I immediately knew the answer. I said, no, I can't go through the rest of my life. And he said, well, then you need to apply for seminary. The church is going to help you discern the vocation. And maybe the church is going to say, you're too old at this point. And he said, maybe that's what you want. And I said, no. So I made an application, and within less than a month's time, I found myself accepted and heading down to Mount St. Mary's Seminary. And I've never been happier. So it is God's time for me to be in seminary, to see over 150 young men in the seminary with me. Some are a little closer to my age, but a majority of my classmates are in their 20s. But they are so excited to serve God and to serve His people. And it was such a tremendous boost for me. And I just want to assure and reassure the people of the Diocese of Harrisburg that there's going to be a lot of really wonderful things happening in the church in the upcoming years. We're going to move beyond this. God has a plan. And I am humbled that I may be part of that particular plan at this particular time, because I could have done this many, many years ago, and it didn't happen. It wasn't God's time for me to do that. And I know there are going to be a lot of good priests in the upcoming years to continue God's work in the world until He comes again. So I think that is really the most powerful and striking thing, and hopefully the most hope-filled for all of us. I just want to express my great gratitude and thanks to the people, and I hope that they continue their prayers for all of us, and to pray for all of our priests who have been very faithful and serving over the years, because the priest, oftentimes people assume, oh, the priest is holy, and oh, they don't need prayers, we need prayers, but our priests need prayers, bishop needs prayers, and I pray for our bishop every day, and I pray for our priest every day, so along with all of the good people of Harrisburg. So I would just encourage us to all pray for vocations, for prayers, for our priests, for our bishops, for the Holy Father.